From the time the society was suppressed in 1773 to the time it was restored in 1814, the world changed dramatically. One major change, the ancient regime of France was overthrown in the French Revolution. And after the French Revolution, we have this great emperor who kind of rises from nowhere and is conquering all across Europe. And it just throws the political system of Europe completely into turmoil. So there was a felt need in the church and in the world for the Jesuits at that time. So when the society was reestablished by the Pope in 1814, it was to respond to that need in a more tumultuous church in a tumultuous world. Also, Frederick the Great of Prussia and Catherine the Great of Russia didn't allow the society to be suppressed in their territories at all. Both of them deeply admired Jesuit education in their territories, and were not going to be dictated to by the political pressures of Catholic monarchs and the Pope. So Catherine admired the society so much that she pressured the Pope to allow the society to remain in her lands. Already she had stopped the brief suppressing the society from being read, so it never came into force in Russia. But the Jesuits had some qualms. The Pope had suppressed the society, yet the society in Russia was still there. So she sent an emissary to the Pope asking for formal permission that the society would remain in Russia and keep its schools open. This was in the 1780s, when the Bourbon courts, who had just got the society suppressed, were not keen about having it formally recognized back. So there was this back and forth in the papal court. Eventually, Pius VI gave verbal permission, which he would not allow to be written down, that the society could stay in Russia. So this was the first stage in what would be a many-staged restoration in 1783. Two popes are really responsible for restoring the society, Pius VI and Pius VII. Pius VI gave verbal permission that the society might continue in Russia. Pius VII, who became pope in 1800, gave several written permissions, starting with formal approbation of the society in Russia and ending in 1814 with the Bull of Restoration. During this time, Pius VII is most noted for his conflicts with Napoleon. There's a famous portrait of Pius sitting back as Napoleon crowns himself and then his queen. And Napoleon had Pius imprisoned for a number of years. So most of Pius VII's long reign of 23 years was dealing with the political conflicts that Napoleon wrought on Europe. As the society in Russia became better established, former Jesuits around the world were interested in rejoining the society, hoping to reestablish the Jesuits, at least in some small way. One of these prominent Jesuits was the first bishop in the United States and founder of Georgetown, Bishop John Carroll. He gathered a lot of the remaining former Jesuits in America, and 6 of them rejoined the society in its White Russian incarnation after years of being diocesan clergy. In fact, the growth of Jesuit education in the United States in the 19th century is this society restored? Look at the number of high schools founded and universities founded in the period of 20, 30, 40 years after the Restoration. One of the fruits, we could even say, is Xavier University itself. The Jesuits came to Xavier 9 years after its founding in 1840, not that long after the Restoration in 1814. Since the founding of the Society of Jesus, through the suppression and the Restoration, and up until today, the Society of Jesus is based on prayer. Prayer is a way of relating with Jesus Christ. And through that relationship, Jesuits and those that it collaborate with are called to serve the church and the world.